Hi, today I'm starting a new series on our YouTube channel, 99 Reasons to Start Breathwork. When you think of breathwork, it is obvious that with regular breathwork, if you practice daily breathwork, if you do daily breathwork sessions, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes, it's obvious that it is going to increase the oxygen levels in your cells. Our whole body lives with oxygen. Oxygen turns to ATP, pure life energy. And people can live without food and without water for days and weeks, but without our breath, I think the world record must be a few minutes. So we can't live more than a few minutes. Because oxygen is our main fuel, life fuel. Breath is our life fuel. Our organs, our tissues, our cells stay healthy and young. They regenerate with oxygen. So the less oxygen we have, that's why regular breathing, regular breath work, having a breath awareness in our system is very much important. Having enough oxygen in our cells, we regenerate ourselves, but when we don't have enough oxygen in our cells, our energy goes low, we feel exhausted, we feel depressed, we feel stressed, all that fight and flight reflex you hear about is because dysfunctional wrong breathing habits. When you don't have enough oxygen in your cells, when we don't have enough oxygen in our cells, what happens is when we don't have enough oxygen in our cells, we don't have enough life in our cells, which leads to low energy, feeling tired. We won't have enough energy in our brain, so our brain won't function. So we will have mental problems. It won't function properly. But I'm going to start from the last reason why we should start breathwork and why we should all be practicing breathwork every day to 5 to 10 minutes. Because breath is the bridge to our soul. I'm going to start with the spiritual reason. I'm not going to start with the obvious reasons because many people know those obvious reasons. I'm going to come back to those obvious reasons in the series, in the videos in the future. But I'm going to first start with the spiritual reason. There are a lot of people trying to meditate. There are a lot of people trying to figure it out. There are a lot of people trying to relax, calm down, find their life mission, find who they are. I have a lot of students, hundreds of them, who are asking questions like, why am I here? Or who am I? What is this all about? So there are hundreds of people who actually want or search for some kind of an enlightenment, or they are searching for some answers. They feel lost, they are searching for some answers. And the reason, as a breath expert who has been working with tens of thousands of people for the past 20 years, I have seen and I have noticed that the reason why people have questions and the reason why they can't find those answers and the reason why we feel lost, the reason why we feel disconnected, the reason why we don't know why we are here and we ask questions like, what is this all about? This is all, or the reason why we think this is all meaningless is because we lost our connection with ourselves, our truth, our heart, our soul. And why? Because we lost connection with our breath. Our breath is the bridge to our soul. It is the bridge to our heart. It is the bridge to who we are. It is the bridge to everything that is meaningful, everything that is fulfilling. So that's why there are all these people who are stressed, who are trying to calm down, trying different meditation methods, trying different methods. But before all those methods, before trying meditation, before trying mindfulness methods, it is very important to understand that if you are breathing wrong, if you have dysfunctional breathing habits, if you lost your connection with yourself, with your soul, with your heart, who you are, if that bridge is not working, which is called healthy, functional breathing, no matter how much you work on your mind and no matter how much you work on your physical body or no matter how many mindfulness exercises you do, first of all, you have a physical problem, which is a breathing problem. If you don't figure it out, if you don't work with your breathing, if you don't work on that bridge, on recreating that bridge and rebuilding that bridge, which is going to your soul, which is connecting you, which is helping you leave this material world and helping you tap into what is beyond the I am presence. For us to tap into the I am presence, we need that breath. We first need to start breathing exercises. I have had a lot of students, and as most of you know, I still have my own school, Nevşah Institute, which offers all kinds of mindfulness practices, and it is based on behavioral sciences. We work on changing behavioral habits and changing people's thinking habits, because people have limited breathing habits and limited thinking habits and limitations in their systems, and also limiting behaviors and all kinds of distorted perceptions. That's great. But before all of them, the first rule I tell to my students: start with breathwork and continue doing breathwork exercises no matter what. Because if you don't practice breathwork every day, if you don't rebuild that bridge, which is gonna help you go beyond your illusions, beyond the illusion of yourself, because we all have illusions of ourselves. We all live some kind of an illusion in our lives, part of our lives. We see the things that as not as they are happening. If we have distorted perceptions, especially if we disconnected from ourselves, we don't see things as they are, and we live in an illusionary reality. So if you want to tap into something more real, something more subtle, something more light and also enlightening, and if you want to tap into answers, move away from problems, move away from the problematic side of life, which is the material side of life, and move deep into your soul, you will need your breathing. You will need a functional breathing, a healthy breathing, and only observing your breath and only watching your breath will not take you there. And I have tried this, right? I have had students. I'm also a meditation teacher. I teach classic Vedic meditation. It's a whole deep journey. It's very different than 2 minutes or 3 minutes of meditation. We meditate with my students almost an hour every day. That's great. I also teach mind transformation methods, mindfulness methods, but without breath, I wouldn't be able to lead my students into the next level. And I see there are hundreds of millions of people out there trying to meditate, trying to find out the answers, and feeling lost and trying to calm down. And they're missing one very important tool, which is breath. And only observing your breath will not be enough, because when you observe your breath, if you're breathing dysfunctional, if you're breathing wrong, you're still breathing wrong, and you're observing that wrong breath without changing it. To change your breathing habits, to rebuild that bridge, which is going to take you to all of your answers, and which is going to help you enlighten and find your answers and understand what this is all about and connect you with who you are, you need a more stronger tool, which is active breathwork. Without active breathwork, I haven't seen yet. I have worked with tens of thousands of people. I have trained them in meditation, mindfulness practices, mind transformation, all kinds of methods. And I've been in hundreds of workshops and seminars and webinars myself with a dysfunctional breathing habit. If you are breathing wrong, because that physical habit, which is real, is keeping you disconnected from your truth. No matter which method you try, it won't help. So if you're wondering, why am I not getting there? Like, I've done this, I've done that, mind transformation, I'm trying meditation, I'm doing all kinds of stuff, I'm working with all kinds of self-development tools and self-mastery tools. Why is it not happening? I'm telling you the reason. Because you probably are breathing wrong, you have dysfunctional breathing habits. You're probably holding on to the inhale, holding on to the exhale, either breathing shallow or breathing too deep, or breathing too much in the diaphragm, or not breathing in the diaphragm at all. When we have breathing habits and when we are breathing dysfunctional, when our breath isn't the way it should be, our life, our minds, our brains, our system isn't the way it should be. And there will always be fight or flight reflex, there will always be distorted perceptions, and no matter how much you work on them, and I've seen people like they've been working on their distorted perceptions for ages, and I myself as a breathwork teacher, as someone who's practicing breathwork every day, who's in love with her breath, her soul, her whole heart, who she is, and breathwork, daily breathwork will help you get there. It's going to help you fall in love with yourself, with your mission. It's going to take you deeper into your soul and into who you are beyond this physical appearance. And it will get you into an enlightening stage. And from there, you can do anything. And as a breathwork teacher and as a breathing scientist who's in love with breathing and who's been researching and studying breathing and teaching breathwork for over 20 years now, I have seen people who do not practice breathwork, but practice other tools, other mindfulness methods and mental transformation methods and all kinds of spiritual methods and practicing for ages, like doing meditation for ages, who couldn't get to a point where a student of mine, by practicing breathwork, got in like 10 days. It is that simple. With regular breathwork, if you practice breathwork every day, active breathwork, 5 to 10 minutes. I know breathing sessions are long and this and that. I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. If you practice breathwork to 5 to 10 minutes every day, if you practice a different method, and I'm going to be explaining this a lot in my videos, what's a healthy breathing, what's a functional breathing, why should we practice breathwork every day, and why should we practice different techniques every day. This is just a start. This video is just a start. We'll go deep into all of these. If you practice different breathing techniques and if you do breathwork sessions every day for 5 to 10 minutes, if you like me, 10 to 20 minutes, maybe half an hour every day, it's not only going to increase the oxygen level in your blood and in your cells, and it's going to help you regenerate. It's not only going to help you stay younger, your skin looking younger. It's not going to only help you to boost your immune system and not be sick and not have any body pain and chronic pain and headaches or migraines and whatever. It's not going to only heal more than 200 symptoms, but it is also going to help you connect with yourself. And it is going to help you connect with yourself in a matter of minutes, not days, not weeks. All of the other methods, I've seen people doing meditation, doing mindfulness methods, and they haven't found their life's mission in like 3 years. It's been like 5 years they're doing mindfulness and meditation. It's not to say that mindfulness and meditation doesn't work. It does work, of course. But for people who are living in the 21st century, who are very much disconnected from themselves and living in a world which is disconnecting them from themselves instantly every minute, we need stronger tools to connect with ourselves. Meditation and mindfulness, they are great. Like I said, in my institute, I teach meditation. I have a meditation club. I have hundreds of people in that club. I've been leading for many years. And of course, meditation works for people. I have found, I'm working with tens of thousands of people, for only people who are breathing functional. If you're breathing dysfunctional, and if you have your breathing wrong, you will be creating distorted feelings and distorted thoughts and distorted emotions, and you won't be able to get to the last level of meditation, which is Zen. If you want real silence, if you want a deep calm and a silent state, that state is your soul, it is your essence, and your breath is the tool, it is the bridge that gets you there. So if there is a problem with your breath, you are never, ever going to get there. And I've seen tens of thousands of people, if they don't practice breathwork, they practice other modalities for ages, for years, 10 years, 15 years, who couldn't get to the place my students got in 10 years, in 10 days, in 15 days with regular breathwork. So with breathwork, I know that if you know about breathwork, if you've been in different breathwork sessions, workshops, you're probably kind of like, they're too long. I don't want to go there. I need to, go to a place or go to a retreat. The best thing is there's an app Breath Hub right now. As you're watching me, I'm the founder CEO of, which is being supported by all of the main organizations in the world, the Breathwork organizations. Breathwork teachers support it. We have hundreds of Breathwork teachers involved in this project. It is kind of like a community project of experts and breathing scientists and breath coaches from all around the world. As I've been in this industry for a long time, I have a lot of friends and teacher friends and experts whom I love, who love me, who've been supporting this project. We are a group of experts coming together, bringing you world's best quality sessions and best content only on breathwork. So if you want to practice breathwork at the lowest cost possible, if you want to learn about breathwork, if you want to analyze your breathing habits, see what you're doing wrong, and start a customized journey, if you want to practice breathwork for 5 to 10 minutes every day, anywhere you want, anytime you want, Breath Hub is your place. Breath Hub is your platform. Download Breath Hub. Start with breathing analysis. First, check what you're doing wrong, and you're going to see why you're experiencing what you're experiencing in your life as you go further. The last thing I'm going to say in this video is for you to understand. I would like you to understand that breath equals to awareness. Breath equals to life. Without breath, there is no awareness. There is no awareness in our bodies. There is no awareness in our mind. There is no awareness in our brain. So think of it. If you have a dysfunctional breathing habit, if you're breathing wrong, no matter what you're doing, if you're disconnecting with yourself the whole time, you're just experiencing that disconnection. You're not experiencing a deep, deep connection with yourself. So if there's anyone out there who's watching this video who wants a deep, deep connection with themselves, immediately, in the next 5 minutes, download Breath Hub, get your breathing analyzed, start a customized journey, or just go into Breath Hub and choose a session from one of the categories, or a course, or something you want to work on. And with that active breath work, in 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to experience a deep, deep calm state, a deep, deep awareness, and you're going to understand what I'm trying to explain here. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to be seeing you in the next video speaking about the last 98 reasons of breathwork, why we should start breathwork. Thank you.